I want to replicate this. Let me take out the autofocus. I want to replicate this. Now, take a look. See the line here? Take a look at this. I can keep turning this around, but how human beings, or how we mostly do things, is we use geometrics, right? We use geometrics for measuring, and based on and position and where something is built is, you know, they can calculate this is straight, but in the middle of the building, this is what the elevators look like. I'm making up a story, okay? So there's this scenario over here, and there's the light bulb scenario over here. Okay, you remember this design? 2 and 1 is the light, and 2 and 1 is the light, and then this one is the circuit down, and then this one is the circuit up, and these are the continuous plugins. These are the continuous plugins. This is the circuitry all wired up in here. So everything has its place and its home. I'm not sure if we can go a little bit deeper into this. No, we're not going to go on that. Possibly we can go back here. And we spoke yesterday about all these designs and what they are, above and below, what you can hear, what you can't hear, what you can see, what you can't see, what you think and you believe, the area space occupied by something, what you need to do to create this design. Okay, when you're creating this design, I'm using these lines as my coordinates telling me something. Okay, if I had to create an atom or something, and something took up a certain a space, some sort of space, whether it was a hole in space, whether it was a solid, whether it was a piping, whether it was a rod or a core, whether it was the center of something that was connected to make sure that everything else was turning, right? You only have 4 and 1 to solidify. And if you ever really look, right, usually you'll see this or you'll see this very often, ambulance, etc. And when we get to the clubhouse, when we get through the way we count in height, right? I should have went all the way down to here. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 1,000. And in this one, it only goes to 250. So what's happening? These are all condensing. Okay, this would have to condense this inside of here. Like if it moved 50 in here, it would only be moving this much. So I'm just trying to show you how area space is used. Yes, I forgot about doing this. I didn't finish this yesterday. If I was doing the roulette wheel this way, okay, I would end up with 6 numbers across in 3. 6 area spaces because it's design, right? And I'm going to get to the betting after. There's another way. You'll always say, oh, it's 1, oh, it's 2, oh, it's 3. But they're not square, they're rectangular. So in order for me to format this properly, my only way out was to do it this way. Could I have done it any smaller? Could I have done 1, 2, and 3? Well, if I would have did that 1, 2, 3, okay, I would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I would have had 1, 2, 3. So I have the same result over here as I do over here. Okay. So in this one over here, I have in the roulette wheel, you have sections of 12, 1 through 12. Okay, we went through this. 1 and 2 is 3. Then we have 13 through 24, 4 and 2 and 4. 13 through 24, right? So that would be 1 and 3 is 4, and 2 and 4 is 6. Plus the multiplication star system, right? Over here, 1 plus 2 is 3, so 1 and 3 is 4. So how about 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 3 and 4. Here is the next section. 1 and 3 is 4, 2 and 4 is 6. 4 times 6, 24. 2 plus 4 equals to 6. 4 plus 6 equals to 10. And then in the last one, 5 and 2 is 7, 3 and 6 is 9. 7 by 9 is 63. 6 and 3 equals to 9. 9 and 7 is 16. 1 and 6 equals to 7. So then we would have 3 and 4, 7, 6 and 1, 7, 9 and 7 equals to 16, 1 and 6 is to 7. We now have the combination of 7, 7, 7. So we may see a lot of things, we may think we know what we see, but when you start to play with the numbers, what actually do you see? Maybe I could have called this something else. I could have said this is an atom. I could have called this silver. I could have called this gold. And instead of coming up with numbers, I'll come up with different words. So when we're going into the roulette wheel, 1, 2, 3 all the way down, are we doing this one or is it this one? If it was this one, the 36 number wheel stopping at the end, the 36 number wheel stopping at the end will equal to 70, will equal to, look, double, triple, double. Now I want to create this to equal to 4. And one of the reasons for that, okay, is because of our vibration, 2, 3, and 4. You have to use all majors in the world. 90 degrees. A 90 degree angle, or how about 90 degree Celsius, which is 180 plus 32 equals to 212. I like that number. Minus I think 36. Hold on a second. No, minus I think 18 equals to 192. And that's the way Celsius works. It's 90 degrees Celsius is 192 Fahrenheit, if I understand correctly. And that 90 is also your birth, because 9 is for birth, and that's the egg. And that's the stupidity of this, because that's the way it works out. So we pumped up on that. And what I was going to do is I was going to show you how this design, I'm going to do it really quick, comes out on paper, okay, and how we can possibly have 4, where we can actually get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 10, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 10. But this is a made up number. The only way you can get an area here, there's no stick on here. The only way you can get it is if I draw a line from here to here, creating the empty space because of the outside. I can now create my spider web, and I'm going to connect it this way. And when I connect it this way, I know right away that I'm connecting 17 to 1. I know when I'm over here, I know I'm 11 to 1. 1 and 1 is 2. What do these mean? I'm not 100% sure. In fact, I don't know at all, but I can make it up. Once this line goes through, see the way this line went through? We just did this in the design before. See, this one comes from the top. Or you can take it as this. Instead of using this line that goes across, you can just take it as this, as your slanted X, right? You can, which X do you want to use? Do you want to use the X that we see right in front of us? Or do you want to see the slanted X on the inside? Because of connections, because of passages and wires, whichever way it is. And what is the spot value over here? That value is 35 to 1, electric company. That becomes the moon. So if this one becomes the moon and 17 over here become the gateway, what is going on? How come, is there a gateway here? There's not a gateway over here, but there's another one over here. In roulette, if I have to bring this over to roulette, this one over here, although this should be more, this is where I feel we're cheated. Although I want to go with this one, I'm going to go with this one over here. See how the length of these? And when I put the box here, okay, I don't have enough area space. If I put a chip here, I don't have enough area space for my chip over here, the size of my chip. I need separation between this chip and this chip, and that's why the boxes have to be made. It still sounds stupid, right? So the in-between, there's a bet over here and a bet over here. And these bets are 17 to 1, and these bets are 17 to 1. So on every number, on almost every number, you're going to have 68 and then 4 corners of 32. 32, 68. 3 and 2, 5. 6 and 8, 5. Right? 6 and 8, 14. 1 and 4 is 5. Over here you do not, because it's the exterior of the box. If you put a check mark on the front of the box over here, I think that's where it pays 11 to 1 going across. If you put one chip here, you get all of these. So you get 11, you get 17 and 17. You don't get anything over here. You get 17 and 17, 34. And 11 equals to 45. And that is your birth in the sun. 17, 17, and 11 equals to 45. Please tell me I have that right, that it's 11 to 1. Is it 11 to 1 or 11 for 1? And then there's all kinds of different other payouts in this area space. So if we had this one over here, by 12 rows of 3 is 36. 12 times 9 is 12 times 9 equals 108. 12 times 6 equals to 72. So this would be 1.5 times the size of that. In fact, all 6 will run. In fact, all these 3 run into these 2. So we don't know the formation that was changed, and we don't know what formation was changed. We don't know what's going. Oh, is it nice out? It's just raining like crazy. We don't know what's going on in space. We don't know. You don't know. I read, I heard, I think, I was told. I read, I heard, I think, I was told. I read it in a book, I saw it. That's the way I understand it. Look what he said, and he proved it that way. Has anybody, can you show a different way of presenting something so that can also, I mean, I can tell you something about this, and you wouldn't believe me. This is how I eat soup. I put my soup in here, you know. If the way you present something is the way it can be perceived or believed. Anyways, it's not true. I got this from the war. I did. I got this from the war. And usually this is a cover. This here is a cover for this, so it doesn't break. And I figured since it would be a good cover, it'd be a good cover up, right? At least for, you know, look at that. Looks like half a moon, eh? Half a moon, right? But when you look at it this way, look the way I can pan out the world, right? Is it half a moon? Right? Is it half a moon? Oh my God, it's cold out. Wow! I can use it as a hat. And a radar. I can deflect things. Under my shirt. Yeah, I dressed up today. I had my Superman shirt on and a nice shirt and pants today. I was out. Anyways, Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. I want everybody to say hello to Jack-a-Dandy and his penguin friend and whatever else I can get. Oh no, the sharky's scared. Oh, the little worm. Oh, look at that. Oh my God. I must be having a good time.